It was supposed to be a break. Just a few days to get away from the noise, the stress, and the endless pressure of daily life. No emails, no meetings, no phone constantly buzzing on the nightstand. I needed quiet. I needed to breathe. So I booked this small cabin tucked deep in the Appalachian woods. The listing said, "Unplug, unwind, and rediscover silence." Sounded peaceful. Just what I wanted. When I arrived, the sky was heavy with clouds, and the trees swayed slow and tired, like they were used to being alone. The cabin itself looked older than the photos, wooden walls darkened by time. The porch tilted a little, and a faint musty smell clung to the air. But it was quiet, peaceful even, not a soul for miles. Just trees, wind, and this creaky old cabin. Inside was simple: one small kitchen, a fireplace that didn't quite light, a bathroom that smelled faintly of damp leaves, and one bedroom with a bed that groaned when you sat on it. The wooden floor creaked with every step. But I didn't mind. It felt raw, honest, like something untouched. The first night passed without anything strange. I cooked some pasta, read half a chapter of an old book I'd brought, and let the silence carry me to sleep. I actually slept better than I had in months. The second night, everything changed. It was around 2 a.m. when I woke up. No reason, just one of those moments when your body jolts awake before your mind catches up. I laid there for a moment, letting my eyes adjust. It was quiet, dead quiet. Then I heard a noise underneath the floor. Not a creak, not a pop from the wood. This was heavy, deliberate, like something had slapped the floorboards from underneath. I held my breath, listening. Quite some time later, I sat up slowly, my heart starting to race. I tried to tell myself it was an animal, maybe a raccoon or a possum. But then the knocking came again, and this time it moved. It started beneath the far end of the living room and made its way toward the hallway. Always 3 knocks, always steady. It felt like it was following a path. I got out of bed quietly, grabbed the flashlight from my bag, and tiptoed into the kitchen. I knelt down, ear close to the floor, just to be sure I wasn't losing it. That's when I heard breathing. Low, wet, ragged breathing. And I swear, I'm not exaggerating, it sounded like it was right under me. I didn't sleep that night. I laid in bed, staring at the ceiling until the sunlight broke through the trees. By morning, I was done. I didn't care if I looked stupid. I packed up my stuff, went out to the car, and threw my bag in the back seat. The car didn't move. The back tires had sunk into the wet mud from the rain. I pushed, rocked it, tried planks. Nothing worked. I didn't have signal on my phone. No bars, just that long, empty gravel road leading out of this forgotten place. So I went back in, told myself I'd try again later. Maybe it would dry out by evening. That night, I didn't turn off the lights. I stayed up in the armchair with my flashlight nearby and the knife from the kitchen on the table. I felt like an idiot, but I didn't care. Exactly at 2:06 a.m., the knocking returned. But this time, it was faster and closer. Then I heard something else. Whispers. No words, just soft, desperate breathy sounds, like someone trying to speak with a mouth full of dirt. I turned on the flashlight and scanned the floor. The knocking had stopped. But when I looked over by the kitchen window, there were fingerprints on the inside of the glass. Long, grazy, smeared prints. I stared at them, frozen. My hands were getting cold. I hadn't gone near the windows. I started checking everything. Doors, locks, windows. Everything was still shut. Then I noticed something I hadn't before. In the bedroom, under the old rug, there was a trapdoor. I had missed it the first day. Or maybe I didn't want to notice it. It was nailed shut. But the edges of the wood, they were cracked. Like something had tried to come up through it. I stepped back. My whole body was tense. I didn't want to be in that room anymore. I dragged the dresser over it, then pushed the bed on top of that. I don't know if it helped. But the knocking stopped for the rest of the night. When the sun rose, I walked out to the porch just to breathe. That's when I heard a truck in the distance. I ran down the gravel path and flagged it down like my life depended on it. It was a local guy delivering firewood to a place farther up the trail. I asked if he could give me a lift to town, and he nodded. As we drove off, he asked, "You staying at that cabin just past the bend?" "Yeah," I said, trying to sound casual. "Weird place." He gave me this long look, then said, "Used to be a foster home. Long time ago. They shut it down after the owner was found dead in the basement, but never found the kids." I didn't reply. I couldn't. My chest felt tight. My hands were shaking just hearing him say that. I left everything behind. My bag, my clothes, even my phone. I didn't care. I never wanted to step near that place again. Weeks passed. I told myself it was over. Just a bad trip. An overactive imagination. But then, last night, in my apartment, I saw something. A handprint. Pressed on the inside of my bedroom window.